Welcome back, folks, to my Let's Play of Pillars of Eternity, the Complete Edition on the Nintendo Switch. When we last left off, we finally found Meold. We fought him and killed him. Once we killed him, we ended up exploring around the underground and fought the big spider. After killing the spider, we were able to find a way out of there, and we were back up top. Now, we need to go speak to that stone statue lady. But first, before we do that, we want to speak to Erloth and the other guy. So let's hop to it, shall we? Alright, let's talk to him first. Erloth seems lost in thought. He flinches when you draw near, sucking in a sharp breath through his teeth.
What can I do for you?
You've been acting strange.
A crumbling castle, abandoned memories, and an old man who can no longer tell them from reality. I'd say we've seen some rather strange things. And if Meowald is to be believed, it would seem you've an uncertain future ahead.
I don't know what to think. He was out of his mind. I don't play stock in the ramblings of a lunatic. There's no point in speculating now. My situation is more dire than I realized. We got to find a leaden key and fast. Or he was a monster in his past life. He got what he deserved. I'm going to say this one. My situation is more dire than I realize. We got to find this leaden key and fast.
That does seem like the logical course of action. I shall follow your lead.
Let's move on. Okay. Now let's talk to him.
That old watcher. I don't know what I expected, but it sure wasn't that.
You said you had some things you wanted to ask him.
Nah, well, it's kind of embarrassing now. I just got a dumb idea in my head is all. Don't know why I thought it'd work. That's funny. That's probably the first thing I got my hopes up for in, I don't know, years. At least I got that out of it.
Come on, I don't like the suspense.
All right. Guess fair is fair, and you did bring me to see him. Those rumors back in Gilded Vale about my brother, Woden. About how he turned against us and fought for Widewind. Been on my mind for some time now. The thing about Woden was, he always knew what was right, and that's what he'd do. One day he set out to fight for Deerwood against a man claiming to be our god. So I knew that's what I had to do too. It was right. And hearing claims that he died fighting for Rey at Saris, that got me worried. Not that he'd chosen the wrong side, but that I had. Didn't seem right what Widewind had in store, but if he really was Aethys...
He shakes his head.
I thought, maybe this old watcher would know how my brother died. So I could see if it was true. Like he could, I don't know, read it in my soul or something. Use our connection. Told you it was dumb.
Why didn't you ask me for help? I don't know. Guess because I didn't know you. It's hard to trust a stranger that says she's a watcher.
Of course, I knew the truth deep down. A watcher's not psychic. I think I just had this idea, and the idea made me feel a certain way, and I didn't want to lose that.
Really, if I wanted to find out about my brother, I shouldn't be starting with the Watchers. I should be starting with records. It took you 15 years to figure that out? He cracks a smile. Never occurred to me to go looking into it. Not till you put some crazy notions about Watchers in my head. Edward thinks a moment. His lips twist to one side. He raises his eyebrows. If there was anything written down about it, they'd have to be in Defiance Bay. They got an archive at the palace.
You've done a lot for me already, but if you could see fit to pay that archive a visit with me, well, you know. Knowing my luck, the records clerk will go crazy and try to kill me. I'd feel better with you in there with me.
So now we know what his what he has to do. We didn't say the correct stuff for Erloth, so that didn't work out. So let's continue on and head to the Stone Lady.
I felt Meowald's passing. You slew him.
He gave me no choice.
It saddens me to hear it. But part of me is grateful to no longer have to wait and worry in darkness. This place has always known its master, long as it's had one. It has a will all its own, which has little to do with the castle and much to do with the land it's built on. It looks to you as Mayorwald's successor now, whether you care for it or not. A dubious honor, inheriting a fortress both broken and cursed. But in the right hands, it could be so much more. If you had only seen it in its day. Will you stay?
I could say, Merwold said that I must go to the City of Defiance in search of the Queen. I've always wanted my own keep, even if it's a little cursed. What do I want with a ruin? We'll say, Merwold said that I must go to the City of Defiance in search of the Queen. The energy seems all at once to drain from the air. I see. If it's Defiance Bay you seek, I'm sorry to tell you that you've come a long way for nothing. The Eastern Barbican collapsed decades ago, and Marwald never got around to rebuilding it. The road here is a dead end. He got as far as gathering materials before his mind became preoccupied. I could make arrangements to have it repaired, if it's your will. When it ceases to be the previous master's will, I became powerless to do anything about it, for what I am but a master's instrument. It would take time, but far less than finding another route to Defiance Bay. How do I repair? Marwold set aside materials for the Barbican, and they are still available to you. In the future, you wish to make further repairs to keep, you will need the coin, supplies, and labor. Yes. You must know this queen you're looking for. Defiance Bay has no queen. The Merchant of Erdor haven't resigned there since the war. The only queen with any power there is Wodica. I was told they elected a exquisite temple in her honor there, but I was unable to see it. If you mean to go there, we can get started right away on repairing the Barbican. You only need to tell me you wish to do it, and I'll make the necessary arrangements. Marwell kept a ledger, as it happens, and I have taken a liberty of updating it. You can take a look if you wish. Let me see what repairs I can make. Then we'll get underway at once. The steward's voice blends a giddy excitement. Know, my lord, that this is but the first and at least of great many undertakings. The keep supported a great many buildings and servants for many years. If you should wish it, we can repair some of the outlying structures, and there will bring you wealth and recognition, drawing people to your service. Rebuilding the defenses will keep you grounds from becoming overrun, as they did under Melworld's keeping. You need not to choose all at once. I'm pledging to you aid, and so long as you are the master here, we shall always be linked. You need not step upon these grounds to speak with me. Wherever your travels may take you, you can make your will known to me, if you but reach out. Oh, but of course, the Barbican. Okay, so we need to get that one. That's all we can do for now. And we can speak to this guy next.
I confess, I was hoping our meeting with Mayorwald would go a little differently. But then, you have gained an entire keep. I don't think I've seen anyone inherit land that quickly since Kind the Younger read her father's will.
I did come to Jerwood looking for a new home. There, see? The ship floats yet. This might be good news in the end. Whatever else happens, you've an entire castle to explore, and answers yet to come in Defiance Bay, if Merwold spoke true.
It will give you a base from which to go searching at least. And then, there are secrets beneath the keep yet. With you at the helm, it should be easier to explore the endless paths.
Okay. Now that we did that, we can go to Defiance Bay if we want. However, we are not going to go to Defiance Bay yet. If I remember correctly, there's something that can happen that we can do first. If I remember correctly, in one of the areas there was a broken bridge that we had to climb, and we never did that, I don't think. Okay. Now, this is the way, down here is the way out towards Defiance Bay. But as I said, we're not going to go there quite yet. We are going to go sell a lot of the things we have and go back to that one city. Because I believe there's an encounter there that happens that we can explore with. I think it has something to do with that leader guy. If you remember from the beginning, he had that son that died, and he's becoming a little mad. Gilded Veil. Yes. I've been thinking maybe I will cut the load times out. What do you guys think? You think I should cut the load times out? Let me know in the comments if I should. If you would like to see them cut out. Because if that's the case, then I might actually be able to make these videos sorta longer, quote unquote. It'd still be like 20 minutes, but they would feel a bit more fluid than half the time in a loading screen like this. Okay. Let us go. Yes, I believe the encounter is at the windmill. Now that we've gotten higher up. But first, let's sell some stuff. In these type of games, the CRPGs, it's very smart to sell the things you don't need. Especially in this game, because you need a lot of the coin for your keep. And most other games don't have that, I don't believe. And he should have better stuff now that you can buy too. Since we
Hail, traveler.
Yep. Okay, let's get rid of that. That. We'll keep that. We'll sell that. We don't need that. We'll keep those. Okay. Yeah, see, he has some good stuff. But we still can't afford it, and we really want to save our... Ooh. That's really good. Yeah, we want to save up, though. Alright. Let's go to the windmill, shall we? I wonder if you can do the windmill before this. I think you can, and I might have forgot. Okay, let's go to the windmill. It's up top. Okay, they don't have anything important to say, it looks like. Yes, right here. Ah, here we go. We know there's more grain in there, Thrumbell. We won't settle for scraps while you go fat on our crops. A muffled shouting emerged from inside the mill. The first one of your drunkards come through this door and gets shot between the eyes. Gods hear me, Swineherd. I'll put you down like a dog. Come away from now, lads. But we'll be back, Thumrell. And we'll have a fair price by the flame. We'll have a reckoning. Okay. Let's go in. Thrumbell's Mill. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Saving. An elven man stands before you. His relatively stocky build suggests a life of labor. His face is pale and drawn, and his eyes wide. Behind him, a younger man and woman exchange worried glances. The miller raises his club as you enter and shakes violently in his grip. Get back, if you value your lives. I'm going to do resolve. Put that down before you hurt yourself. Thrumbell only raises his club higher. I mean it. I would have Shimmer and his lackey threaten me in my own mill. My name is Ragi. I only just arrived in the Gilded Vale. Thrumbell shakes his head. You picked a bad time to come visiting. Gilded Vale has had all its shine scraped off. Just a big dump heap now. And Surnir thinks he is king of it. They're all of them mad. What does the rest get outside? Where to begin? Surnir's whipped them up into a froth going on about the grain stores. Claims I had it hidden away, most of it. All I do with grain is sell it. I can't create it out of thin air, and I can't hand it out for free. I pay the farmers for the crops and they bring it in, and I sell what comes out of the mill. Most of it goes to the Black Hound on the west side of town for ale, and Scrinyard and his lot sure don't mind that part. You got to take a look at the fields on the way into towns. The crop's blighted, and most of what I'm getting from the farmers, Thrumbell gestures to the sacks and containers, it's gone off, rotted through. I cannot pay the price for blighted wheat, and I've barely got enough good grain to go around. Scrinyard's howling after things he has no right to. Maybe I could have a talk with Scrinyard then. The miller, but all sags with relief. Sags with relief. I'll be grateful if you did. He won't listen to me anymore, and maybe you'll have better luck. Tell him we're having a hard time of it, and we'll all have to make some sacrifices. We'll be in your jet, if you can convince him. Okay. Let's go convince him, shall we? Yes. Because of the load times, I might actually make this video a little bit longer. Just because it's like half load times. But again, let me know if you think I should cut the load times out in between it. So that way it's just right there. So that way there's no slowdowns. Okay. He should be in the tavern, I believe. Yes. Let's head over there and see if we can convince him. Or if we have to kill him. Hopefully we don't have to kill him. But if we do, well, so be it. At least it's solved, right? And we get the coin. That's what's important, the coin. Okay, now let's see if we can find him. That's a villager. I believe he's in here. There he is.
Good day, stranger.
Don't know who you are and don't much care. Keep walking. We're not here to chat with foreigners. Erloth narrows his eyes. Careful, they look like they're cut from the same cloth as those rowdies who attacked me. He wrinkles his nose. Smells like it too. Thrumbell says you've been threatening his family. Oh, I bet he has. All nobility, that Thrumbell. Two big, strong kids. Pure souls in all Gillivel, the dwarf sneers. Coward sends out messengers to handle his business. Well, you can go on and tell him we hadn't had a solid meal in days on account of him. We can't afford a good drink on account of him. But we won't be bullied by some foreigner on his account. What if I buy you all around? Will you talk to me then? Swinard considers it, briefly. He looks at the others. Fair enough. You bring us something to wet our throats, and maybe I'll feel up to trading words. Okay. So let's buy him some drinks.
Gods keep you.
I like to buy around for the fine fellows over there. Fine fellows, you're having me on. Any more fighting and I'll have to ban Swinard from the inn entirely. The innkeeper frowns. Until then, it's 6 copper apiece for the lot. We'll just give the 6 coppers. I didn't want to risk screwing up.
Good day, stranger.
I brought the drinks. Hey, so you have. By the flame, I never thought I'd be so happy for a mug of the Black Hound's shit beer. Gods, that's good. Alright then, you got my attention. What you got to say that's worth a round of drinks? So you could attack and kill him, but no. Look, there's no sense in threatening the miller. You have him up against the wall. Maybe you could ask some of the other villagers for help. Swinner eyes you for a long moment, drinking deeply from his mug. Then he sighs. You're right. Things go on like they are. We're just going to end up hanging from that tree out there. He looks to his comrades. Tell Thrumbell we'll leave him be. Don't know what we're going to do now with the crops failing. Haven't got another trade to speak of. Think Pesca needs a hand around the inn? I wonder if you can suggest that to her.
Well met, friend.
Use relevant home. No, you can't. Okay. Let us go back. Okay. Like I said, it's already been 22 minutes, but I'm going to go a little bit longer because of all the load times. And like I said, if you guys think I should just cut the load times out, let me know and I could do that. It's the only problem with these type of games where they have so much loading. Yes.
Good day, stranger.
Thrumbell nods a quick greeting. You're back. Have you had any luck with Swinard? I spoke to Swinard. Thrumbell takes a deep breath. And? What do you say? I convinced him to leave your family in peace. Why, that's... Really? That's great news! I wasn't sure you'd get through to him. They're out of their minds with drink half the time. I owe you a great debt. Here. He pulls a coin poised from his hip and pushes it towards you. Today's earning to show my appreciation. And you can be sure I'll let everyone know what you've done for me. Keep it. You're having a hard enough time. You're generous soul, friend. And we'll have you to thank for making it through the coming year. Safe travels, and may you find favor with the gods. Okay. Now, if I remember correctly, we should have an encounter as soon as we get out. Either way, after this, we will call it there. Looks like... No, I thought there was... Oh, yeah, there is an encounter. Here we go. Hold, madam. But a moment. A hooded man walks upon the road, clad in a green cloak. He strides forward to meet you as you approach, and at closer distance his features are revealed for that of a younger man, though lined with weariness. He appears to be favoring his left leg as he walks, and there is a dark stain upon the fabric of his trousers, under the knee. Even so, he greets you with a polite bow. I take it we'll be spared the sight of pitchforks and torches outside our mill? The man grins crookedly. Good work settling that feud. No doubt Thrumbell will sleep more easily. Gilded Vale has seen too much conflict these days, the loss of far too many lives, and at behest of fear and starvation, the village will not survive, unless we can come together to save it. I think I would seek your help, stranger, in this task. Who are you? Only a man determined to see Gilded Vale restored to its former glory. There was a time, stranger, when Gilded Vale was worthy of its name. The wheat shone like gold on the hills, and the village people lived well. I don't know about golden crops, but there was less flies anyways. And what has become of it now? Whatever has caused the blight upon the land is not the fault of its people. Redrick looks to punish us for crimes we have not committed, and in turn, he is blind to his own. I am not, and he will pay for what he has done. I, Kalos, swear it by the flame. Like many tyrants, he has surrounded himself with strong men and women for fear of retribution. The man smiles thinly. And so you are warned. If you would press on despite that, however, I wonder if we might not be able to help one each other. It depends. I do not help others out of charity. I see. His tone becomes opening. Well, if I cannot appeal to your sense of justice, perhaps your practical nature will suffice. For the task I ask you would improve all of our fortunes. Too long has the Gilded Vale suffered under Redrick's madness. He would cure Woden's legacy by ensuring that none are alive in the village to be afflicted. I fear his own wife, Ygritte, may be at risk. The man has no mercy in him. We have not stood idle. Many people and I besieged the defenses intent on ending Redrick's rule ourselves. We entered through the sewers under the Coven of Night, but we were routed. His face darkens. There are dark creatures down there in the dungeons, the work of Redrick's animancer. It falls to you. Lord Redrick has called for further reinforcements, and soon there will be no stopping him. Our time grows short, and in this hour I must beg assistance where I can. He is going to owe us more than some rubble-strewn plot of land after this. Finding him from the ramparts, or fling him from the ramparts, or cut his head off from his shoulders. I care not. Once his throne lies empty, Gilded Vale will have a stewardship that it deserves. Whatever your reason, I can promise you that your aid will not go unrewarded. Lord Redrick has amassed the spoils of a long reign. End it, and you may take your fill. I will find Redrick and deal with him. Then I commend you on your courage and thank you for your assistance. But I would not send you onward without due warning. Redrick's hold is crawling with soldiers and sellswords, all loyal to Redrick. They will not take kindly to intruders. In truth, they will all be more on alert for our failed efforts. A frontal assault would be unwise. If you would brave it, you could follow our steps and seek through the entrance to the sewers of the eastern edge of the moat. He looks away. But several of my men were captured. It may be the entrance has been found and sealed anew. Those men were under my command. It would be in your debt if you found some means of helping them. Once you make it inside, seek out my old friend Nedmar. He is the high priest, Baratheon, or whatever. Now that the shining god is fallen, a good man in difficult circumstances, he will listen to reason. Durrance chortles, nearly choking on his own disdain. Shining god never has shone so brightly when the bomb took him. The moniker is obsolete now. Ash does not shine. It's like if someone wants to call you the attractive priest, Durrance. Nedmar can help you reach Redrick, but he resides in the upper level of Redrick's hold, protected by guards and mercenaries. You will have to keep to the shadows if you mean to reach him, without alarming the entire keep. Well, I'm off. Then may the gods bring you victory, friend, and you will find Redrick's hold to the east, past Erstonwood. I wish you luck. Well, now we have to go and kill Redrick. When we come back, folks, we will do that. We will take him down and, well, we will attempt to anyways. As always, hit the like button if you like, dislike button if you dislike, subscribe, hit the bell thing so it rings, and I'll see you next time. Hop you later.